Hello YouTube, this is LightningKiller92 and I am doing my original Game Boy collection. I know this video is not going to be very good. I couldn't really find a place to set up and get a good shot at my Game Boy collection, so it's a bit harder for me. This is probably not going to be as good as my PS2 one, so oh well. I couldn't find out any other way to do this, so. This is R-Type on the Game Boy. It's my first one. So yeah, that's it's R-Type to shoot 'em up. Okay, I got Golf on the Game Boy. Not much to say about it. It's golf. It's just golf on the Game Boy. I mean, compared to well, never mind. I won't compare it to anything. See, we got Battle Arena Toshinden on the Game Boy. This is a tough fighting game, and it's alright. I mean, I played a little bit of it. It's alright. See. We got a Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 Kobe's Journey. So, it's Dragon Warrior Monsters. He's like the competitor to Pokemon back in the day. So, and we all know, well, never mind. I won't talk about it. See, we got the Japanese version of Game & Watch Gallery number 2, I believe. I found it at a flea market, and it was a Japanese version, so I thought that was a pretty cool and worth getting, so I bought it, and it's pretty much the same game as the American version, just different cover art, and the text being in Japanese. Pokemon Yellow. I actually bought this for $10. It's another copy of Pokemon Yellow. I actually have 2 of these. It's Pokemon Yellow with Pikachu. It's Generation 1, and it's, I don't know. It's a special Pikachu edition. You get all the starters. You get Pikachu. It's pretty much, I wouldn't say it's the improved version, but it's, okay, it is kind of the improved version of Pokemon Generation 1. But it's cool to have all the stars in one game, though. This is my original copy of Pokemon Yellow, and I played it a lot over the years, so label's not the greatest anymore. I still remember buying it, though. I had a choice between this or red or blue, and I chose this, so I don't think I'm too disappointed with it. Game & Watch Gallery number 2, this is the American version. It's, same game as the Japanese version. Pokemon Silver, it's a Generation 2. On the original Generation 2 game, it's Pokemon Silver. And not much to say about it, unless, not really much to say. Donkey Kong Land 1. It's, I've always seen it as a lesser port of a Donkey Kong Country, but, I mean, there's a lot of problems with this game, I think. Maybe it was good for its time, but I always felt the game just looks graphically, I think it looks atrocious, seriously. I think it looks terrible, but it plays alright. I mean, on the Game Boy, I don't think it's that great, but that's just my opinion, though. Now, Donkey Kong Land 3 is another Donkey Kong Land game. Except I do not have Donkey Kong Land 2. I still need Donkey Kong Land 2 to complete the set. Super Mario Land 1. It's, Super Mario Land. I don't really know much to say. I don't really have a whole lot to say about Game Boy stuff. Why I don't have as much to say. Super Mario Land 2, the six golden coins. It's a second Super Mario Land game on the Game Boy. See, here we go. Here's a good one. Contra Operation C. This is a good one. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. It's got an awesome soundtrack, too. Okay, here we go. Here's a really well-known game. Tetris. Like, if you don't have this, you should get it. Like, seriously. If you're a collector and you don't have this, you should get it. I mean, this is probably the only version of Tetris I'd play. Game Boy 1. Yoshi. It's a puzzle game. When I first bought it, I thought it would be like a platformer or something, but it's actually a puzzle game. So I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't a platformer, because I like platformers. Pokemon Silver, just another copy of it. This is my original copy, too. Donkey Kong 94, I think. It's Donkey Kong 94 on a Game Boy. It's, Donkey Kong. I don't know what to say about it. Other than that, it's in my collection. Pokemon Blue. This is, part of the Generation 1 games. Blue and Red were, I think, the first two, and Yellow came later. So it's Pokemon Blue. Dr. Mario. This was a recent pickup for me. Found it at a Goodwill for a couple bucks, so I ended up getting it. Dr. Mario on the Game Boy. I think it's like Tetris. I played a little bit of it, but it's kind of like Tetris, I think. Okay, I only bought this because I wanted to see what a sports game played like on the Game Boy, so... it's Madden 2000. I just wanted to see what a sports game played like on here, so... Game & Watch Gallery number 1. This is Game & Watch Gallery number 1. It's just like 4 games on it, and that's basically it. There's 4 games on it you can play. F1 Race. It's a racing game. It's kind of hard to control your car. I've always kind of felt that it was hard to control the car, but it's F1 Race on the Game Boy. Super RC Pro-Am. This is supposedly the best racing game on the Game Boy. I haven't played much of it, so I can't really comment on it. DuckTales? Excuse me, DuckTales. This is I got this in a trade. It was pretty good. It's DuckTales on the Game Boy. Balloon Kid. Yep. Yeah, you're a guy going around with balloons and stuff, and you gotta make it through the level or something. I don't know, I haven't played much of it. Played a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. Let's see. Pokemon Red. You should all know this by now. It's Pokemon Generation 1. Pokemon Red version. Marble Madness. You move a marble around, and that's basically it. You move a marble around the map and try and get into a hole, I think. Alright, Pokemon Gold is a second Generation 2 game. This and Silver are the two I know of. I always had Silver, though. I didn't have Gold. Solar Striker? Oh, this is a really fun game. This is easily one of my favorites. It's a shoot 'em up, but it's tons of fun. I never made it past level 4, though. It gets harder as it goes on. Asteroids on the Game Boy. It's Asteroids on the Game Boy. Almost done here. Clue Star. It's kind of it's a puzzle game. Don't know what to say. It's just a puzzle game. It's a Game Boy. Pokemon Trading Card Game. Now this is a good game, although I've never been able to figure out how to play because I never played the trading card game before. So I never been able to play it, but it's good though. I like how you can move your character around. Micro Machines, it's alright. It's just Micro Machines on the Game Boy. It's alright. Pokemon Bronze version. This is a fan-made game. I bought it off of eBay. It's pretty good. I ended up beating this. Although it was a pain getting past the last gen because my Pokemon were so underleveled in it. It's basically Generation 2, but it's kind of it's your standard Pokemon fair. It tries to be your standard Pokemon fair, and it does a pretty good job of it. So, you have a rival and everything, Elite Four and all that stuff, Gym Leader, and enemy game that's trying to take over. So, you know how it all goes. Battleship on the Game Boy. It's basically Battleship on the Game Boy. And I've never once been able to beat the computer, although I came close a couple times. I've never been able to beat the computer because he always somehow finds my ships and I can never find his. So, yeah. Frogger on the Game Boy. It's Frogger on the Game Boy. Let's see, we got a compilation card here. Moon Patrol and Spy Hunter are the two games on here. So, they're alright. And the last game I have is Pokemon Pinball. That's the last game I have. And mine actually has a battery cover. So, that's pretty cool, because a lot of these I'm sure don't have battery covers anymore. And that's all my Game Boy games that I own. So, that's all of them. I have plans to get a couple more. I want to get some from Japan now. But those are all the Game Boy games I own. From the original, I mean. I have a ton of Game Boy Advance games, and it's going to take me a while to go through them all. So, that's it. Alright, well, see ya.